a monster.
I'm your number one fan.
Now clear your minds. Knows what scares you. It has from the very beginning.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
It's been informed that zombies have entered the building. They're at the door. They're coming in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Midnight Monster Corner podcast. I'm your host, as always, Corey, and alongside me is my good pal, Wes. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Corey? How's life going?
Oh, man, life is great. Life is great.
That's what I'm talking about, brother.
So, day after Halloween, did you guys make out on candy?
Man, we lost a lot of candy. We had a lot of trick-or-treaters this year.
Yeah?
Yeah, compared to last year. So it was nice to see all the kids just having a great time, all the costumes. You know, I got a little baby, so we dressed him up as a little skeleton.
That's awesome.
And we just wreaked havoc across the neighborhood.
Nice. My oldest was Luigi, and my my middle child, he was Mario, and then
Nice.
my daughter, she was Wednesday.
Oh, dude, yeah, you had a good little mix, man.
She was New Wednesday, not Old Wednesday, which coincidentally, I don't know if you saw it up there, but down here we had like a shit ton of Wednesdays all of a sudden, but it was a mix between Old Wednesdays and New Wednesdays. It was pretty cool.
That's good, man, because you still appreciate the classic.
Of course.
You know, and I saw a couple episodes of the Wednesday show, and I thought they did really well from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The whole family, actually. Well, I say the whole family. You know, my wife and my daughter. She's kind of taken after her dad. So, but she loved Wednesday, and we sat down and watched it the whole way through. We're waiting on the second season to come out now. So.
Nice. I know a lot of people are hyped for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, I guess we're gonna start doing this here and there. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
We kind of took a little hiatus from the show for a while, but we're back. I had to have surgery and stuff like that. So, but I'm back. I'm ready to do this again. So
he's up on his feet.
Here we are.
Yeah.
But so what film are we covering today?
Man, Extraterrestrial?
Yeah, I like how you're just questioning that.
Yeah, dude, it was quite an adventure. My brain is a little mushy after that.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard one to. I actually had to watch it twice, and I've been stewing for about a week now, just on it. So
it's interesting because aliens and sci-fi, which I like a little sci-fi, but I'm weird when it comes to like outer space, like aliens and sci-fi. So I went into it not feeling that confident, but as the movie went, I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it, man. I thought it started really slow.
Yeah. Well, so before we fully jump into it,
Okay.
Quick disclaimer: if you haven't seen this film, highly recommend you go check it out before you listen to our episode, because we will spoil the shit out of it, I'm sure. So don't be mad at us. We forewarned you.
I try not to, man, but once you get on a roll, before you know it, you're like,
Yeah. So places you can find this movie is Tubi, AMC Plus, YouTube Prime or Premium, Amazon Prime, and YouTube TV. Or if you got a hard copy, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah. The Tubi quality, I don't know how it is on the rest of the platforms, but the Tubi quality was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was clear. I had no hiccups. So it ran fantastic.
Definitely. All right. Are you going to jump into the quick synopsis of this?
Yeah, sure. You want to start off?
I can.
Yep.
So pretty much the quick synopsis of this is basically group of, I would say, college kids going camping in a cabin where they come in contact with extraterrestrial life form, and they have an altercation with them, to say
That's
the
cool.
least.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
So opener. What's your thoughts on that opening scene?
So I don't know, man. Like I didn't care for the beginning. Like I felt like it was like a teen. You know how like they get into like the teen movies and stuff, and you got like the goofy people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't start relating to people at that point in time. I thought it was kind of cheesy in the beginning, but I don't know, the boyfriend and the girlfriend, their whole little spiel. Father is wanting her to collect some things while they're there at the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the friends pop in the opening scene. He ends up inviting the friends, unbeknownst to her. And, of course, you have that Stifler character.
You gotta have one of those.
Right. So you got like the premium male dominant, individual in the group. He annoyed the crap out of me. The boyfriend of the girlfriend, yeah, he was. I don't know. He kind of annoyed me too. Yeah, I was annoyed the beginning of this movie. But that's just the beginning.
Well, so there's actually an opener prior to that. If you remember the girl going up to the gas station.
Oh, dude, yeah, you're my roadmap, bro. Okay,
yeah.
So the clerk was dope. I was like, I could hang out with this dude, man. He's just in there, just screwing around, like mopping up, by himself. I'm sure he probably did some things in the back before he went back inside. So the crazy chick comes running out of like nowhere, like screaming about trying to get in and stuff. He's like, hit the little sign like we're closed, man. I did laugh at that. I chuckled at that, dude.
Yeah. Naturally.
I thought it was a good opening, like that first scene.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what is happening right now? But I thought the actors did really well.
Mm-hmm.
The chick was hysterical, which you can kind of understand.
Oh, you later on find out that her whole family has been sucked up into a UFO.
Yeah.
Doing
all kind of weird tests to them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets inside. Dude, I haven't seen this in forever, but the telephone booth. The telephone booth had like a card reader.
That's cool.
I don't know if you noticed that, but I was like, really, what was it, like 15 cents back in the day to make a phone call? But and then I thought of so while she's in there, the aliens come above and then they suck her up, right? So they suck her back into the ship, and it gave me like Bill and Ted vibes.
Yes, exactly.
Which honestly made me chuckle as well. But I thought that first scene was pretty dope.
Yeah. So my thoughts on the opener. Okay. Yeah. The scene, as soon as she was beaten on that glass door, I was like, damn, I know her from somewhere, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. So her name in the film is Nancy. And the actress is Emily Perkins.
Yep.
And she's from the original It film. She actually starred as Beverly in the original It.
She was a little girl.
She was a little girl from It, and then she also played in the Ginger Snaps films.
Yeah.
And that was like, wow, that blew my mind a little bit. So, but yeah, so that happened, and then the whole part where, and this is where I feel that you related to the clerk, because there's the scene where he walks up and he hits and he's like, "We're closed." Like, yeah, I see you in distress, but we're closed. And
Yeah.
I went back to the days where we worked in a restaurant and we were like waiting on
Yeah.
somebody to pull in right at 5 minutes before time to close, and just walking up and just shutting off the open sign in front of them.
You remember when the EMT crew showed up at like
Yeah.
5 after closing time?
Yeah. God, we were so assholes. Like, we were
Yeah,
bad.
dude. Yeah. We were like, "Hey, yo, it's closed, bro. Sorry, I know you like saving lives and stuff, but we're closed."
It's great.
Yeah, I thought that like that scene was nice. Like they said, it was rainy, it was dreary. It like it made my bones like ache, like that kind of coldness or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it was a good like aesthetic like setting.
Oh yeah. This
And
whole film has atmosphere.
it really does.
Yeah.
It really does. Like the lighting in it is awesome.
Hands
Like,
down.
yeah, the camera work.
Yeah.
So,
And
well,
it's
that scene was
definitely, I definitely feel that it is a lower budget film. I get the vibes of a lower budget film, but
Yeah.
I feel that they made practical effects work with the CGI that they did do.
Right. I in the beginning, I felt like because they were doing like a lot of different things with the camera. Like at some points, I felt like I was watching a Blair Witch type, movie, and then it would go into like I don't want to say like professional, but like the more like studio quality, like the dips and stuff.
Mhm.
So in the beginning, it to me felt like the camera angles and stuff were all over the place. Not saying it was bad, but like for me, I noticed it, and
Yeah.
as the movie kept going, it kind of got stuck to like a certain
Mhm.
like.
I definitely see where you're coming from there, because as the film goes on, it seems like I was paying attention to less of that and more to the other stuff
Right.
that was going on in the film. So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned the characters. And so
Yeah.
you got your main actress, which is, I believe, April.
Yep. April.
Yeah. April, so she's one of those characters that I really like. So one of the things that I really like in horror films is a strong female presence. Kind of somebody who you look at as kind of a weak person, and then by the end of the film, just a complete badass.
Yeah, she's like G.I. Jane by the end.
Yeah. I really dug it. I really enjoyed her character.
Yeah. I thought she did fantastic. I can honestly be comfortable with saying I think she was the better of the actress or actor in this whole film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her boyfriend Kyle, and then Melanie, her best friend. Of course, those three as a triad. April kind of took the cake. I would say Melanie, the other actress, she was a little bit better than Kyle, and then you had the Seth and Lex.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which those two were kind of written to be dumb characters as it was.
Yeah, and that's what threw me off in the beginning. Like, I don't know. I'm just like I get tired of the silliness, the angst of things or of films and stuff. And like I said, I thought it was going to be like one of these cheesy college-y type movie. Because this movie was what, 2014? Yeah, so a little bit older.
Yeah.
But I would say April was awesome. Kyle,
mediocre.
Yeah, mediocre. Not
I would
horrible.
say Melanie was a little bit of a better actor than Kyle, the guy that played Kyle.
Yeah, honestly, I wish they would have gave her more scenes.
Yeah.
Than she had, but I mean, I get it. You can only cramp so much, and there was a lot going on.
Yeah, well, your main focus obviously was April and Kyle. because they were the boyfriend and girlfriend angle.
Yeah.
So he had an ulterior motive to go camping, and we find out that he set all this up because he wanted to propose to April.
Yeah.
You know, and of course April's like this strong woman. She doesn't want to be tied down. And, you know, basically she hadn't told her boyfriend yet that she just accepted a job out of town, you know,
Right.
so
But
all of a sudden, go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny because she said in the movie that she was going to tell him while they were at the cabin.
Yeah.
You know, but his whole thing was he had the friends come because he was going to propose at the cabin. That's funny writing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I could see both of their angles. He wanted them to celebrate with her friends, and then at the same time, she wanted them to be alone because I think she was going to break it off with him.
Yeah.
I think she was going to dump him because she just accepted a new job.
Yeah. Which is terrible. Why would you wait until you go on vacation to a nice cabin and be like, oh yeah, by the way, like I don't want to be with you anymore.
I'm moving across the state.
Yeah. I got a job opportunity I'll be doing better. I'll see you later.
Deuces, bro.
Dude, I felt bad. I felt bad when she turned him down.
Yeah. I like how after she turned him down, like they open up the door and like all the friends are there with like balloons and fucking streamers and they're like, yeah, and he just rips it down and he's like, she said no.
Yeah, she said no. And then the Kyle, or not Kyle, the friend, I forget his name, the drunken buffoon. He was like, you turned him down?
Yeah.
She said no?
It's rough.
Dude, could you imagine how embarrassing that would be?
Traumatizing.
Oh,
that's
my
why
God.
he was so standoffish. I love how he got drunk and he was like, I just want to know why.
I mean, what else do you do, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
You're stuck there for the rest of it. Yeah.
So, what'd you think about the sheriff or the chief, or the deputy?
So Sheriff Murphy.
Yeah.
So did not see that coming. I kind of pieced it together as the film was going on, because while they're outside, the kids are congregating outside and they see a spacecraft come down and they go and investigate, and that's when shit hits the fan. But meanwhile, you're also learning about the story of the sheriff and how he misses his wife and stuff like that. And lo and behold, he goes to a campsite where Nancy is back from outer space, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's when he realizes, because there's like a video camera laying on the floor of the camper, and he opens it up and watches the video, and you start seeing the spacecrafts, and all of a sudden it's clicking that, because his wife's been missing for 10 years. So it's clicking to him that his wife, essentially got abducted. And then that's when he found Nancy in the back of the RV. And she basically confirmed everything that he'd been thinking at this point.
Right. Which, that whole scene, dude, I thought that was crazy. I love the way she popped out.
Yeah.
I would say,
like
there wasn't like a tremendous amount of like jump scares, but like I think they did very well with the ones they did.
Yeah.
It was like, it was just good because the music hit in at a good time, and
the score was on point with the film.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The only thing that I will say negative about the score is every time they would set you up for a jump scene, stuff like that, or they were getting you prepared with the music, I guess.
Right. Oh, yeah,
I love jump scenes where completely unexpected. Case in point, kind of like Deep Red. There's a puppet scene where this giant puppet just comes fucking barreling out of a corner at the camera, and you don't, like, it's just like boom, it's there. Scares the shit out of you every time.
Like, yeah, this film, there's definitely like a build. Like, you can tell the jump scare.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you watch these type of movies, like you'll see it coming no
Yeah,
matter
you'll
what.
feel it.
Right. But yeah, like I like it when they tie it to like the sound effects or the music like very well.
Mm-hmm.
But I also do love the ones that just come out of nowhere, like
Mm-hmm.
the original Halloween where the guy, he's got him hung upside down at the window or the door frame, and he just pops the fuck in. Like
Yeah.
you're just like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
You know, I love those.
Yeah. I love jump scares.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what did you think of Travis? Let's get into that character for a minute.
Wait, okay. Travis, which one was Travis?
Michael Ironside.
Michael
So
Ironside.
yeah.
Oh, the friend.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
love it.
yes.
I love it when they first come across him because it's like so the two girls are walking around after, was it after? No, it was before the proposal and everything.
Yes,
And
it was like the first day they got there.
yeah, so they're just kind of walking around in the woods. Dog fucking takes off, right?
Yeah.
And they find the dog um like behind a fence, so they cross. Clearly it's a no trespassing zone.
Yes.
And you can clearly tell that this guy is like very military. And then they
Right.
go in, and then there's marijuana everywhere.
Yeah, so he's
And
got a whole grow house in the middle of the woods.
yeah, and then my favorite thing is like he like walks up on him with like a fucking pickaxe and a fucking
He's got the gas mask.
yeah, a gas mask, yeah. And then and then she's like, Travis, and he lifts up, he kind of looks at her for a minute, and he goes, April, holy shit, I used to take you fishing.
I ain't seen you since knee high to grasshopper or something.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love
no,
it.
he was awesome, man. He's quirky, like he gives me that old military, like I'm kind of crazy vibes.
Well, you get that because either Michael, this is a very different character for Michael Ironside because he's always usually a villain or he's like military, you know.
Okay.
Because so I wrote down some of the films that he was in case you don't know, but Scanners is like one of my favorite films.
Okay.
And then he was also in like Starship Troopers, Turbo Kid. I mean, you could sit here and name him all day. He's been in tons of movies.
Oh my God, we have a friend that loves Starship Troopers, so
Gotta love it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not like, I'm not into horror movies, like you are, some other friends of ours.
Another one was he was from Total Recall as well.
Oh, no, that's dope. That's dope. Total Recall, such a good movie.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, but I love that character, Travis. Like,
yeah.
I was with, that was my ride or die buddy the whole time.
he felt like a Vietnam War vet.
Yeah, because they did
He was definitely in conspiracy theories and stuff.
Oh yeah, the way he was talking, like some of his dialogue was just all conspiracy. But like he had like the American flag on his wall and stuff, and he had like all these like little like documents. Like he had been researching these aliens for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he had the sonar.
Yeah, he had sonar. But the thing is like he was very knowledgeable because after the initial attack, they went back to him, and that's when he kind of basically informed them of what was going to happen and what was going down.
Right.
But I love that end scene with him because they go to leave, and the Melanie, the friend, she goes, "Can we buy some weed?" He was like, "Oh yeah, you can buy some weed."
Yeah, and then the next chop is like them all sitting in the cabin, like smoking.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude.
Gotta love it. So, or I guess now fast forward to we're going to the crash site. I really like the crash site. You could clearly see there is a UFO laying there.
Right.
And
I like the use of colors too, like because it was red.
That was cool.
Anytime the spaceship is like, it's weird because it's like spaceship mad, I'm red. Like spaceship's happy, it's like blue and white.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really see a lot of movies that have like spaceships have different colors. I don't know. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I really liked about it was the fact that they picked up material, and I think it was the dumb friend Seth or whatever, but he was like, "Look," he goes, "it just unfolds in my hand." He was like picking up the metal, and it was just unfolding in his hand.
Yeah.
And it was like that was kind of a paid homage to the Roswell incident, because if you followed that, that's what was described as when the alien craft landed or crashed. People were going out there picking up what they described as like aluminum foil, and they would ball it up like aluminum foil and then hold it open, and it would just unravel in their hand.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I kind of picked that up when they were talking about that. So, but then of course,
like an Easter egg.
Yeah, there was a couple of them I picked up on in this film. But yeah, definitely like, and then of course it cuts to, because obviously the one girl, she's like, "This is freaking me out. We got to go." And then lo and behold, she found footprints that are leading back to the cabin. So we got to get back to the cabin.
Right, and they get to the cabin, like, and it's like they don't even bring that up until like they've been in the cabin for a minute talking.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh yeah, well, the footprints led back here," and I'm thinking to myself, like, what are y'all doing?
They could have made a left at one point. Maybe they didn't go there. Maybe they're smoking weed with Travis.
It's the weed, man. Yeah, man. Because there was a barn out there. Remember when the cop showed up with the deputy?
Mm-hmm.
And the sheriff Sheriff Murphy went and checked out the barn. So I'm wondering if that's where the footprints from the alien went to, was the barn. So he was like out there the whole time.
No.
No.
If you so the alien that they shot.
The one that went to the pond.
The one that fell in the pool.
Oh, the pool, yeah.
He so when they came back with the cop later on, there was no alien there.
Right.
And then he's seen blood, or there was a sound coming from the barn, and that's when he went to the barn. But somebody had to have previously gone to the barn, or an alien had to have previously been in the barn, because the dog had disappeared kind of early on, and the dog was up in the barn dead. So maybe that was like its hideout,
Which was crazy to me, because they didn't really make the dog thing a big deal. Mm-hmm. Like, he came in, they were downstairs when that's right, because they saw the alien, the one that she had shot.
Mm-hmm.
They were all downstairs getting the gun from the basement, and you heard the dog and the alien upstairs fighting. And then once she had ran upstairs and shot the alien and fell in the pool, yada yada, like, you didn't hear much else about the dog.
Mm-mm. Not until the cop went to go investigate.
Dude, I was like, these people don't give a shit about this dog.
Yeah. No. But how convenient was it that we knew that, from an audience perspective, that we knew that the shotgun was in the shed, or in the basement,
Right.
Because the dad, mentioned, "Get my shotgun out of the basement."
Right. So she had already knew about that, because I forgot who it was, but somebody had mentioned needing a gun, and she was like, "I know where one is," and that's what led them down to the basement.
And coincidentally, no one knew how to shoot one except for her.
Right, because her father took
and she was like, "Oh, he took me hunting all the time."
Yeah, which got me. There was I think there was only like 5 bullets in there. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it got one alien down, so.
Yeah. So they shot the alien, and then they hauled ass over to Travis's, all of them this time. And that's when Travis informs them, there was a treaty between the aliens and humans, and you just broke it.
Right, because you killed one.
Yeah, and he was like, they're going to come after you. They want blood.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, it's like, it's been mentioned that they're abducting us, that they are torturing us, sometimes just keeping us.
Right.
They'll keep us alive for years. And then finally, of course, the anal probe was mentioned. So it was like, oh, we'll get into that.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get into that.
But my thing is though, is like, they're mentioning all these horrible fucking things. Is that okay for them to do to us? But
Right,
you shoot
because-
one fucking alien and all hell breaks loose.
Well, I think it was the point of like Travis was saying, like the government and the aliens obviously had a treaty and all this, but I'm sure that the government knows that aliens are more powerful than we are. Like their technology is like vastly better than ours. So as long as they don't kill us or any of us, like they can take us and have us for like weird experiments and like slavery or whatever.
Yeah.
Like America's like, yeah, man, just don't kill them.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't care what you do to them, just don't kill them. But
just
did you notice what they were doing up there though?
like what part?
So the scene where she walks up and she grabs one or something, or she rips open like the little cocoon looking thing,
Yeah,
and she sees what, and so you got like a half human, half alien in there. Dude, they're creating alien human hybrids in those things.
but why? Maybe for reproduction.
Possibly. There's been a strong theory on that in the alien community.
Really?
Yeah, where they I guess create like alien human hybrids and shit like that,
To take over the world.
or
So
repopulate them, I guess.
Right.
I don't fucking know.
It was like when I first saw that, like when the little eye was poking out, and one eye looks like it could be a wasp eye or something. Just
Yeah.
like I was like, what in the hell is going on? Like that was different.
Yeah.
Like I'd never seen a movie where they were trying to mutate them or whatever.
Yeah.
Which was cool. So
We can get to the battle scene at this point. Well, so Travis basically takes one for the team, and he basically, calls them out and gets killed in the process. But
right, he's a real one.
yeah, he kind of fell behind and made sure the kids were safe.
Right. And this is where like April really started like stepping up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're like, yeah, she's a badass. I mean, like her knowing the only one knowing how to shoot a gun and all that, but like she went into like savage.
Well, full on survival mode.
Right.
And that's what I really like about character development. You know.
Oh man. What about who was the friend, Seth?
Mm-hmm.
When Seth was they were trying to suck him up into the ship, and then like he's got the handcuff on him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh dude, I'm gonna just like hook the handcuff to this pipe or whatever, and then like it sucks him up, but it like completely rips his arm off.
Yeah, it misses his arm. Yeah.
Dude, I will say like, oh dude, we forgot when the chief shot himself in the head.
Yeah. So we'll get to that. That's like the big battle scene, right?
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that scene. So they come in, they leave Travis's, they come in, and they board up the entire fucking cabin, right? They're hunkering down. Aliens cannot come in, and then coincidentally, they all look, and there's one fucking door that they haven't even touched. The front door.
The front door.
They didn't board it.
Everything else is good.
Yeah.
But I thought the whole thing was cool because you could see like the lights like shining through.
They really did an awesome job with the lighting there.
Yeah, that whole scene was really cool right there, as far as like the lights and the cameras and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the door swings open, and they take a fire, and then the deputy and the sheriff storm in.
Yeah.
What the fuck are y'all doing? Oh, we didn't mention prior to that they go to try and get the fuck out of there, and they get stopped. There's a fucking tree in the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was perfectly cut, so like the aliens were trying to stop them.
Yeah, from leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a weather thing.
Mhm. And I love the fact that they used like rain was pouring and then all of a sudden it just stopped around them,
Yes.
but it was still raining around them.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. So it was so cool because, like, when I first saw it, I was, we're from the South where sometimes it rains in your backyard, not in your front yard.
Right.
So at first, like, that's where my mind went. But then it was like, wait, this thing's circular.
Yeah.
Like, you got you a personal umbrella at the moment.
And then Lex just lets them take her.
Yes.
I think she was like in some sort of a trance.
She was.
Yeah.
She was. I think she was like over it.
Yeah.
Maybe like a bit of shock. And I was surprised that she got out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought she was, because I thought she was smarter than that. But like we just said, like, I think like she was just freaking out.
Well, they were using telekinetic powers on them. You find that out later on with the deputy and the sheriff.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So,
yeah. So that was a really cool trick with the rain.
Yeah. So that's when they all ran back, and that's when they boarded up the cabin and everything.
Right.
And they take a shot. Deputy and sheriff enter in, and basically is listening to them tell the story. I love the fact that the deputy's like this gung-ho cop who's like ready to just beat the shit out of them. He's like, seems like a really trigger-happy cop.
Right.
And he's like, do you believe this, Sheriff? Do you believe this? And the sheriff's like, well, actually, kind of on the fence.
Yeah.
So then they're like, the alien's in the pool. We'll show you. And then that's when it's revealed that the alien's not there. And then the sheriff hears a noise in the shed, and he's like, you have somebody hiding in that shed? And they're like, no.
Right.
I love the fact that when he's going in there, he hears, he walks in and there's nothing around. He hears a noise upstairs. So he goes to climb upstairs, sets his hand right into alien blood, and without doing like a yuck or anything, he's just like
he's just like that cool, like country, like small town cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, like nothing's gonna shake this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I did not like the deputy. Oh, dude, the trigger happy deputy. Yeah. Oh, I couldn't stand him. He did really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back now, the sheriff and the deputy have Seth in the car. And Seth is like, at this point, very obnoxious and loudmouth, and he's just like, get me the fuck out of here. Right. And everything. And then the cop is like, well, just wait until you see what they're going to do to you in jail and stuff. And he's like going off on the kid, like he's like trying to get a rise out of him.
Which is exactly what he's trying to do. And
the sheriff is getting in the car, and he's like in shock, like, because he just saw the alien. And so now he's like, it's confirmed that this is what's happened to his wife, and he's like full on, he knows now what's going on.
Right. Everything he thought was true is true.
Yeah. He cuts on the car, and boom, there's an alien in front of him. The same alien with the gunshot wound.
Right.
Yeah. So now pretty much he just, what is he? He grabs his gun and just shoots the deputy.
Yes.
And then pulls the gun on himself.
And it pulls the gun on himself, and that scene was incredibly good.
Yeah. So that was another little kind of paid homage to Scanners, because in Scanners, like Michael Ironside, he uses like telekinetic powers to explode human heads.
Dude, we're gonna have to watch Scanners. I've never seen Scanners.
Oh, Scanners is good, dude. You need to watch that.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like,
yeah, that whole thing though pissed me off. It really did. Because
Really?
it was like, yeah, because it's like I kind of wanted more of the story of the sheriff. You know, I kind of was like,
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping maybe he would give himself over to the alien or something and go find his wife or something. Like he would get abducted and go find his wife,
Right.
you know, or something. It just seems like they made such a story about that only for him to blow his fucking head off. And it was like, oh, well.
Yeah, I wish they would have did it because it like even in the beginning when like the couple are getting ready for the retreat to the cabin and then she talks to her mom and then she talks to her dad and you get that whole story of like they're separating.
Yeah.
And I get like I guess the point was to know where the gun was.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like they started these little like side stories or these, you know, like to try to get more in depth with different characters, but it led to nowhere. Like I feel like it was like a waste of like dialogue or a waste of a scene.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I guess it brings the audience to make you feel some sort of sympathy towards the sheriff.
Yeah.
But it just really sucks that it's for nothing, literally, because he just shoots himself.
Right. Which aesthetically was pleasing. That was crazy good. Like Bernie Matter going. Pfft. Like I like the gory stuff, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's I love gore too, especially head explosion scenes. I love them.
Right.
I like the fact that they didn't show it, and you just see brain matter go all over Seth in the back.
I was like, where did that come from? You know, like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah. And then coincidentally, April and Kyle come running up to him. Like beating on the door, and he's like, "Get me the fuck out of this cop car!"
And then, is that when the aliens showed up? Right after that, like
that's when shit started really hitting the fan.
Yeah.
Because then Seth, at this point, he snagged a pistol, the cop's pistol or whatever.
Yeah,
and he was like basically like "fuck all you," and he ran through the woods.
Yeah, and then he started shouting in the woods.
Yeah.
Like shooting blindly, wasted all the ammo.
Yeah, well, that was straight fear. He thought that aliens were all around him at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what happened was right after that when they were trying to suck him up into the spaceship?
Yeah, they went to go suck him. Like, so the red light happens and then the white light happens.
Yeah.
So he went to the red light came down on him and he was like, "Fuck you, you're not taking me," and he handcuffs himself to the tree.
Yeah.
And then the white light happens and then all that's hanging there is his hand.
So, like, is that an Easter egg for anything? I feel like it is. Or is like a homage to something.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, because that was just so good. That was so good. It was like, well, you didn't think that one through, buddy. So now Seth is sucked up and he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And now what? April, Kyle,
and Melanie are still alive.
That's right.
And so basically, Kyle all of a sudden is like Mr. Hero of the day, and he's like, get in the basement. Let's get in the basement. And as soon as the girls are down in the basement, he closes them in.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself.
Yeah. And that's when like he looks over and the alien's in the doorway. He runs his ass upstairs real fast and gets into the bathroom.
Yeah.
So the girls are down in the basement, kind of huddled, kind of freaking out and don't know what to do.
Right.
And they start reminiscing on old times, and then that's when April realizes that Melanie has taken too many pills because she's a pill popper like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And she has killed herself essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's overdosed on pills now. She's done.
Yeah, that's it. That's a wrap.
And then so then it gets crazy because like Kyle's like in a bathtub. I think he would have been okay had he not gotten out of the bathtub.
Right, but he was trying to like say be the hero.
The thing is yeah. So he hops out of the bathtub, and then it jumps out of the closet at him. So it was like it was trying to be a jump scare there.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I saw that coming.
Yeah. And then down in the basement, you can clearly hear like something's going down upstairs, and a lot of shit's getting destroyed and overturned and everything. It was like they were looking for the two girls, but then they were just like, "No, I guess they're not here. Let's just leave."
Right.
Yeah. So.
And there's so much that was happening, and then I can't like. I know I watched it not long ago, but like I'm trying to piece it all together because it was a lot.
It happened really fast there, Tori. It picked up really fast at the end.
It really did. It really did. So then April came from upstairs, right?
Downstairs. She was in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she comes up from downstairs. She busts out. She looks over and she sees a trail of blood. Obviously, this is Kyle's blood. She looks over and sees the engagement ring. She puts it on and she's like, "Oh my God, what am I doing to myself? I miss this guy already." Yeah. So she goes out and she's like, "Hey," she's trying to get the spacecraft's attention. You can see the spacecraft leaving. Right. And
she gets the flare or the
fireworks. Yeah.
Fireworks. Yeah.
Shoots off the fireworks, and then she gets upset that it's not working. And the next thing you know, a red light goes on around her. So she's being abducted,
Right.
And then she wakes up in the spacecraft.
Yeah, and she has to rip through the cocoon.
Yeah. And cough up the hairy black shit. That was gross.
Dude, like, I thought the inside the ship stuff was awesome. Like when she woke up and it was like the cocoon and everything. I was like, I feel like I'm in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely like that. That's our perception of what it would look like inside there. I think it's pretty cool. I felt they did a good job with that. So let's get to Seth real quick while we're in the spacecraft. So the contraption they had him hooked to, I did not care for it. And then the whole robot thing that came down, it just felt like very Matrix to me.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
Because like the little robot shot a bug in its belly button, or I'm assuming it's a bug.
Yeah.
But just like the Matrix, when it went into Keanu Reeves' belly button and then whatever, or when they shot it out, I don't remember. But
I think they sucked it out of Keanu Reeves' belly button.
That's right. They sucked it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very Matrixy to me.
Yeah. Sorry.
But it was kind of cool, like the contraption they had him in, like it was supposed to be restraints or something. The whole man, he's got like half an arm dangling. Yeah.
Yeah, it was completely gone. It was like cauterized. So it wasn't like bleeding or anything. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought originally the Matrix machine was going to come down and like maybe put a bionicle arm on him or something. I was like, do him a deed. But cool. Was I wrong?
That would have been really cool if they like attached a chainsaw to his arm or something.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, see what they did there.
He would have came out like an evil villain. I know it.
Yeah. But afterwards, unfortunately, Seth got anal probed.
It did. You gotta have the good old anal probe.
Oh.
But you know what?
So terrible.
I will say, like, out of all the movies or like comic books or whatever I've seen of like anal probe, that was the quickest.
Yeah.
Which since I guess they've come a long way with anal probing.
Yeah, it wasn't That's not, to me, that's not anal probe. That's just like anal annihilation at this point. It was like a fucking meat grinder.
Dude, it had the blood split.
It had like blades and shit.
Yeah, because it came out and it was like turning.
Yeah.
But it was just like, pew, like right in there.
Yeah, and then when it came out, it was like blood was just like.
Yeah, it was like. I don't know.
I don't want to be abducted by aliens anytime soon.
Nah, bro, I'm good. I'm good over here. I don't need to go to Area 51 or nothing. So, all right. So poor Seth gets checked out by their doctors, we'll just call it. And April finds Kyle.
Yes. So I love it. April finds Kyle. This is where I was like, huh?
Yeah,
like all of a sudden she had like an epiphany. She was like, I need to find him. She finds him and she like rips him out of the cocoon and she's like, I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Look, I'm wearing your wedding ring.
Yeah,
you know,
she's like, that job.
Yeah, and then both of them like look up and then there's 3 aliens standing there and they were just like, oh, they're in love.
Yeah, like let's send them back down.
Yeah, and it was like, yeah, like just thought that they would just kill her off or something, but then they wake up in a field and I'm like, oh, that took a different turn than what I was expecting.
Right? I was thinking of the worst. I was like, this movie is going to probably be over in a couple minutes. Like they kill them both, blah blah blah. Was not the case.
No, they just returned them back to Earth in a grassy field at that.
In a grassy field, and now they're happy and they're walking in the woods. Like they just got away with, not getting killed by aliens. So they're feeling fantastic.
Yep. You want to finish this story?
So they're bebopping through the woods, like Hansel and Gretel. And they come up on military enforcements, government officials, government military. And they shoot old buddy Kyle.
Well, they shoot her first.
Oh, that's right. They shot her first.
She gets a gut shot wound.
She gets a gut shot wound, right? Because she goes to run up to him like, yay!
We're safe. The military's here.
Yeah, good old military just killed you. So she falls, gets gut shot, falls to the ground. And then Kyle goes up to her, and they, as he's going up to her, they shoot and kill him. Or they shoot and he goes down next to her. Yeah. So now they're doing this, laying on the ground next to each other, like this Titanic scene. Yeah. They're holding each other's hands.
She pulls out the ring and she's like, I still got the ring.
She's got
and then he takes the ring from her and slides it on her wedding band finger.
Right.
And then they hold hands.
They hold hands and they die.
Yeah, and then they get headshots. The end.
The end. Good old government.
And then I love the fact that he's like, so what do you want me to do with the bodies? And he's like, well, we always do. Dig a hole and burn them. And then they're just tossing them into a hole.
Then they throw them in there, and they're like, they're little spoon and big spoon, which kind of goes back to when he's like, I want to lay with you every night for the rest of my night, or for the rest of my life. Yeah, well, you got that in a grave. I didn't see that coming.
No,
I didn't see that coming.
Not at all. I didn't either.
Yeah, I saw the military and I was like, oh, okay, here's where they come and get saved. The helicopter takes them off, whatever. Nope. I was like, okay, well, and that's one thing I like about, horror movies or these type of movies is you really don't know what's going to happen in the end.
Can't expect, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's nice. But yeah, that's how it ends.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't see that ending coming. As soon as the government was there, I knew what was about to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, so going from, I thought, they were going to get killed by the aliens, which they did. So, and then they get sent down back to Earth. And now I'm like, okay, well, they're just gonna like prance on back and have a fantastic life.
Mm-hmm.
No, they come across the military, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that's how they get out of the military. To they're dead.
Yeah.
They're dead. So that last 15 minutes was up and down for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I do like dark and dour endings as well.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I would have loved to seen them live.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like I really like I had to watch the whole movie to kind of get like uh to build like a care for the two main characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was rough in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Like for me, this movie just started so slow, and it was kind of like it was a little all over the place for me in the beginning. That I didn't have enough time to start, building a little like not a relationship, but like building a care for these people.
Mm-hmm.
And that really, honestly, for me, didn't start until like we were past halfway of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like when the battle scene started.
Yeah.
Boarding the windows, or yeah, boarding the windows in the house up.
Yeah.
Like for me, the visual were the biggest parts for me. Like I love the coloring, like how they used, like I said, the spaceship having different colors, and then
Mm-hmm.
like how they used lighting peeking through like cracks and craters and stuff, and or even outside with the rain. Yeah. Those would have to be my favorite parts because, like, for me, the story is mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like it's just been done so many times. And the writing was okay. The actors I felt were pretty good.
Yeah, they were decent.
For the most part, they were good. There were a couple where I was like, eh. But it just took a while. But at the end of the day, like, wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree there. I think I kind of struggled with some of the decisions when it came to the characters. I really loved the main character, obviously. I liked a couple of the expendable characters. The sheriff. I really enjoyed him, and I wish that storyline would have panned out. Unfortunately, it didn't.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have loved to see, because every alien movie, you've got to have that one guy, right? Kind of like Independence Day had, what's his name? Dennis Quaid's brother.
Yeah.
It's like Eddie from National Lampoons.
Yep.
But him, and then so you got to have that kind of the crazy. I love the fact that this is a true kind of horror film, because as they were going camping, they got pulled over by the town sheriff in the beginning,
right?
And he like went ahead and pre-warned them. He was like, better not do anything stupid out here. I'll know about it. Like he pulled them over because they were shooting off fireworks while going down the fucking highway.
Yeah, which I would not recommend.
No, it's probably not a good idea.
No, I mean, if you're trying not to go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, dude. What 20 years ago we probably would have did that.
We probably would have done that. Yeah,
probably did. I cannot remember. Oh, what do you think of the looks of the aliens?
So that's kind of going into my ratings.
Okay.
Gotcha. I mean, I can talk about it. I'm not a fan of CGI by no means. I don't like CGI at all. It has to be really well done. Now, I'm not going to knock the CGI in this film because for what it is, it wasn't bad. And these are aliens. You kind of have to do CGI. Practical effects on aliens is kind of a hard deal. Because when when it comes to like eyewitness aliens, and these were the what they call the grays. Anytime that you hear about those, they had the face down, but the fact that these aliens looked like they were 8 feet tall. Anytime that they talk about gray aliens, they talk about little short beings.
Yes.
Just at 5 feet or something. So that I get it. Short aliens doesn't seem like that would be scary. You need something like an 8-foot tall alien that probably weighs like 50 pounds. The biggest thing on it is its fucking head. So I get it.
Right.
I don't know. It wasn't a believable or realistic alien in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I'm kind of one that aliens have to be done really well for me.
They do. And I don't know, for me, I get tired of seeing like the same. I don't know anything about the community of, aliens or things like that. But I feel like this alien was a generic, I don't know. I feel like, can we do aliens different?
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe I'm talking out of line there because I'm just ignorant to that type of thing.
I just seen a film recently, a couple weeks ago when it first came out, called I believe it's called Nobody Will Save You, or No One's Gonna Save You, and it's about aliens, and a girl accidentally kills one, and it's like an all-out war against her. They fucking go ham on her. And she all of a sudden turns into like fucking Home Alone. It's so weird. It's such a weird movie.
Yeah.
I believe it's on Peacock if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, good. I had that.
Yeah, but the aliens in that film, like, you have some that are like 4 feet tall. You have some that are like 10 feet tall. You got some that are like fucking 20 feet tall. They're just all fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. And then the end of that film was kind of definitely strange. But the whole film was kind of strange. I really loved when she was fucking going ham on aliens. But it seemed like every time she would kill one, it was like by pure accident. It was crazy. But yeah, you'll have to watch it. It's pretty cool.
It's like a what is it, Tuck and Dale and Tucker?
Well, not as accidental as that. Like, she's not accidental prone, but yeah.
Oh Lord.
That's a good movie too. I love that movie.
I do love that movie.
Yeah. So with that, you want to go into ratings real quick?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So I can go ahead and give it like my number rating.
Okay.
Honestly, dude, like, I'll give it, like, I'm gonna give it a 3.
Cool.
Like, okay. I'm bouncing between 2.5 and 3, but I'm gonna go with a 3. Like, the story didn't do it for me. Like, the writing didn't do it for me. What did it was the characters, like we talked about, the sheriff, April, even Kyle. Like, I thought they did a very good job. Even the deputy, because I hated the deputy, so that tells me he did a very fantastic job there. Again, I thought the camera was great. The lighting was awesome. The feel of the spaceship, like when they were inside of it, like, I really dug that. It made me think of like a cocoon type, not a cocoon, but like a beehive. So like when she walked out, and then like you could just see like it opened and everything. Like, it just reminded me of a hive. But yeah, it's not one that I'm going to watch again, or that I would choose to watch again.
Okay.
And I'm not really with alien stuff. Like, not saying anything bad about it. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I can understand. Like, they did okay. So yeah, I give it a 3.
Okay. Yeah, I had a hard struggle with this one. At first, I didn't. At first, I rated it a 4. On Letterboxd, I rated it a 4. So then I toyed around with it, thinking about it while I was at work and stuff, and then I ended up watching it a second time because I really wanted to see if my rating was good with me. After watching it that second time, I actually went back on Letterboxd and I changed it to a 2.5. Then today, actually, while I was thinking about it and writing down notes and stuff, and I was just sitting here and I was like, you know what? No, I was like, it to me, it's better than halfway. I think I'll give it a 3, and just because I feel that some of my positives just outweigh the negatives of this film. And by no means, like, I feel I'm kind of halfway on there. But I think I have more positive ideas and thoughts of this film than I do negatives. I said I didn't care for the aliens kind of in this film. I didn't care for some of the storyline. The kill off of the sheriff, I hated that idea. So it was little stuff like that that just kind of added up. The CGI, of course, I'm more of a practical effects guy. I want to see practical effects. And then I started thinking about, well, the practical effects on the gunshots when it came to the cop car scene, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So there was just a lot of it. I did like the shots where they were sucking people up and stuff. I thought that was cool as hell.
Right.
I love all the paid homage, so I feel that my pros outweighed the cons there, and so 3 is where I'm at, and I'm going to stay. Of course, cinematography, yes, cinematography is great. Like what you said, it's kind of jumpy in the beginning, but then it kind of smooths out. You definitely tell that I feel that this is a young director, and I feel that he's only going to grow from here, though.
Yeah, which is a good thing if he is, because I mean it's not a bad movie.
No, it's not, by no means.
Yeah, it just
some of the decisions made, I think, was kind of a bad decision, but overall, and I mean, I love a good plot twist, and right there at the end, I mean, it blew my mind. I was like, whoa, damn.
Right.
I hated that they killed him off, but I love a good plot twist as well. So.
And I feel like if they didn't do the plot twist, it would for maybe a 2.5. Like if they just did some regular, okay, now they're free and they go and do whatever they do. Yeah, it would be 2.5, but it definitely helps. It's not bad.
Yeah.
If you're into like that sci-fi alien type stuff, yeah, check it out, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out.
Definitely. I mean, it's decent for what it is. By no means is it, Steven Spielberg's, film, but
yeah, but
it is what it is. It's still pretty decent.
Right. And then somebody will watch it and think like, it's one of the best movies that they have seen, just because that's what they're into and they look at it differently.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what I love about, this show and what I love about listening to other shows. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just mine and your opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Right.
And, whether or not you disagree or agree.
Yeah.
Again, at the end of the day, it's our opinion.
Right. It's totally fine. Everybody has their own opinion and nobody's right or wrong. It's just your
exactly.
Opinion. Yeah. So, but I would say definitely check it out. Like if you haven't seen it, check it out, man.
Give it a once over.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's on Tubi.
Yeah,
Wherever.
man. You know that. Yeah, Corey. That was a good recommendation there. I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
And if you do want me to turn you on to a alien film that will scare the shit out of you, watch Dark Skies.
Dark Skies.
Dark Skies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm one that I don't get scared easily, by films. And so the story behind it was I didn't feel like going to bed right away. And so I was just going to turn it on and watch the trailer for it, but noticed that Netflix didn't have the trailer on it. So I was like, okay, well, I'll watch like the first 5 minutes of it. And then that 5 minutes turned into the whole fucking movie. And so I found myself, because at the end of the film, I was like, all right, time to go to bed. It's like 2:00 in the morning now. So I went to go cut the back door light off, and I found myself just kind of ominously looking around my backyard, making sure there's no fucking aliens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I recommend it. That's a good one.
I'm down for that. Maybe a future episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you ready to end the show?
Yeah, man. Let's cut it out. Let these people go back to their lives.
Well, folks, we appreciate you sticking around and listening to our opinions and views on this film, and that is 2014's Extraterrestrial. We're sorry if we ruined it for you. We pre-warned you. Sorry. But we hope you enjoyed it, and like always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends and family about the show. We would love for you guys to engage with us a little more. Make sure you head over to our Facebook group. We do have one of those where we share funny memes on horror. It's just a big, good family fun horror community there. It is a closed group. Make sure that you ask nicely. We will let you in. And but yeah. Thank you again for joining with us.
All right, and I would say, if you got any comments on the film, that go ahead and put some in there. If there's anything that we missed or any things that y'all found intriguing that we didn't discuss, and put it in a comment.
Definitely. Yeah. We would love to get your view on the film and see what you guys think as well.
For sure.
But yeah, with that, later,
All
guys.
Right.